there is this sort of a bit of a bubble of these people who are making these decisions, trying to enforce them. And in some places they have, this is just a question that occurs to me, Steve, in some places they have tremendous influence and in others they don't. So what makes someone, for example, in a major corporation toe the line and wear purple on Wear It Purple Day and so on, but then when they go to the basketball game, they just leave the sign on the seat? What's the difference between those? Because I can see the same person going to work wearing purple, then going to the basketball and not bothering with the sign. What's the difference?
Because they don't want to lose their job and their mortgage or their friends. And people will do what is the path of least resistance. And to be honest, if we're swinging back to the start, that's how tyranny operates. Yeah. It operates on the basis that people will take the path of least resistance. And most people will take the path of least resistance. And it's only the outliers, and you can make an example of them, who will push back. And I think that's part of the issue, as much as anything, is when it comes down to these sort of vexing issues we see, that if we can scorn you into silence, but we can also sack you into silence. And it's not that you'll become unemployed, you'll become unemployable, because we just have to say to the next office or a corporation that you want to work at, when they phone for a reference, oh, he wasn't a team player. They don't have to say, he's a religious bigot.
It was difficult. And yet at the same time, there are many of these people who aren't liking what's going on. Here's my fear, Stephen, that when you look at these tyrannical regimes that have gone down in the past, especially when you look at what happened at the end of the 1980s, you end up with some serious disorder and even violence as kind of the frustration and everything bursts. I wonder if we're going to see, it would be awful, wouldn't it? But I wonder if we're going to see possibly some of that happening in the next 5 years, as kind of people do enough's enough and then work out their frustration at this stuff in really unhelpful and damaging ways.
Well, I saw that in an interview with Yuri, I've forgotten his surname, who left NPR. He was an editor, and he said,
"Yes,
we've got no alternate view." And he said, we're not representing a voice that, even if we disagree with it, we need to represent to keep the steam from building up. And I think that's what we've got. When it comes back to schools, your biggest fans should be the secular parents who send their kids to those schools, even though they don't know why. And you want to be able to say to them, actually, it's because of our framework. And you may not understand why we think this about sex, but it actually is going to be for the good of this community.